Hi, this is Gizmo First, and today I'm going to talk about something I have until recently considered a very abstract subject, especially when thinking of Fallout 76, community toxicity. But rather than just rant about it, I thought we might suggest some things we can try to make us think more about what we write when we next come across something that maybe we don't agree with. No, I know it sounds corny, but give me a chance as I explain what I mean. I fell afoul of a post a few months back calling out Fallout 76 as having one of the most toxic fandoms around, which flew in the face of my own experiences. If any of you remember me, when listing the 5 things I love most about 76, it was the community. So imagine my confusion when I start my YouTube channel and everything is fine for the most part of a couple of months. People sub, people engage, we have civil conversations, and we can even agree to differ on most subjects. Something changed around the end of July, however, when I reported on the shutdown date of Nuclear Winter, and it was my favourite game mode to frequent at that point. Not only did things turn ugly on my comment section in some cases, but the entire PvP community became the target for directed hate, with statements akin to PvP has no place in Fallout 76 and thus PvP players also.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
I released a video recently discussing the idea that Fallout 76 might end in the future, and again all kinds of people came crawling out of the woodwork, dissing me, accusing me of clickbaiting a video, which I did not. I was really clear in both the thumbnail and the description about what to expect from the film. While I might even be inclined to agree to some of the comments which stated that Bethesda is making enough money that the servers can run indefinitely, it doesn't rule out the possibility that there will be a day where support for the game will stop. But this is neither here nor there. There has to be a better way of discussing things rather than this, jolly fellow. User Old Worm. Clickbait? Oh yeah, what a bunch of crap. It's not constructive, it's not accurate, and it just reeks of someone whose whole mission it is to ruin someone's day.
Yeah. I'm on my way to the office right now.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Now, I'm not a beta player, but I've been playing a little over 2.5 years, and this is not the community that I have come to love and respect. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank those who know what I and my channel are about and conducted themselves accordingly. I've had some wonderful conversations with a lot of you on this channel and look forward to more. So what can we do to curb this loudmouth element, which quite frankly gives the rest of you a bad name?
What am I supposed to do? Go on television and tell 10 million people they have to be nice to each other?
Well, frankly, yes.
Being miserable and treating other people like dirt is every New Yorker's God-given right.
Well, that is true. While it was stated by this lovely user, this guy affirmed that the video was trash, which, you know, it's fine. Not everybody has to like a video that they watch, but then goes on to say that it's clickbait, to which I politely responded, you might think it's trash, but it isn't clickbait. That term gets thrown around now a lot, to the point that people throw it out there to mean, I hate this video. However, clickbait is defined as a title and or thumbnail which misleads and lies to the proposed audience in order to get clicks, like having a thumbnail with a naked chick saying, get girls fast, and when you click on it, it's an ad for your local supermarket. I'm sorry you didn't like the video, but please check what you were talking about before you accuse people of misconduct. And of course, from the recesses of his massive intellect, user Alec Marshall merely replies, and as far as I'm aware, it's YouTube. I can comment on what I want, when I want. But I think as a community, when we're attacked, and we're attacked a lot because this game is still hated by the masses, or people just try to trigger us, let's just try to rise above it. I always try to answer either neutrally or put a positive slight on my tone, or just ignore the fact that someone has been an ass to me and directly answer the question or the criticism. If I'm wrong, I'll man up and admit it. Let's run open mics more.
Good morning, Vietnam!
I met and befriended most of the people I know in-game by running mics open in events, groups and areas. This worked specifically well in Nuclear Winter, but before I frequented that mode, it seemed to work in Adventure as well. I do have the impression that the amount of players running open mics has dropped considerably. As a community, it's a lot harder to diss people over Facebook and Twitter if you actively know them as a person in-game. Know the game and its risks. If you are taking a workshop, you receive a notification. I mean, you know, we can all read, right? You can be engaged in PvP whilst in possession of the area. This is a sore point for lots of people who accuse PvP lovers of griefing in-game when in actual fact they're merely using an inbuilt game mechanic. Like it or not, open PvP workshops seem to be here to stay at the moment. It would be great if people understood this and didn't take to Reddit or the forums to actively insult the person or people that own them at Poseidon or Mononga, and probably won't read that post anyway. Remember, this is not a single-player game experience, thus it's not your experience. I know we've been playing Fallout, some of us, since the beginning. I know we've seen it through the good and the bad, and I'm aware that people think this gives them some kind of entitlement to expect certain things, both from the devs and from other people playing in what they consider to be their game. My precious. Beta players, remember, you have no greater right to say what should or shouldn't be in this game than someone who just picked it up last week, unless you have actively bought shares and are a majority shareholder in Bethesda, and I don't even think that would give you the right, but you have no right to disclude the enjoyment of your neighbor who enjoys playing the game differently to you. I love the flood of comments right now surrounding the Nuclear Winter community from people who say they didn't even like the mode much, but are sorry that it's gone for the sake of those who loved it. There is some empathy starting to emerge from the community, and I think we should encourage that. It's great. Now, rounding things off, remember that every media outlet is waiting to crap on our game more. Now, I am not saying that we can't criticize the game. You know that that is not the point, especially if you've seen some of my previous work. Criticism is good, and it lets people know what is still to do or what the consequences of inaction could be. But the inflammatory arguments and comments that rise from these criticisms are often way out of order and just fuel people outside the circle's opinion that this game is a wreck with a community that it is as toxic as the bombs that fell in its lore. In short, at the end of the day, everyone is responsible for how they conduct themselves. I have no more right to tell anyone how to behave on social media than you do, but let's not be surprised that if we are not good ambassadors for our flawed but marvelous game, then the consequences will be far-reaching. As always, this is Gizmo First, being slightly more upbeat today. Please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you later.